Welcome back to the channel Pennies and Cents. I'm Bonnie. It has been a little while. In this week's video, I got an instant cooker crock pot. I try a recipe on the pressure cooking function. We are still clearing our freezer of our excess beef, and I make a teriyaki beef stir fry, and it is so good that I've actually made it 2 times since then. And here is the video. Okay, we are back in the garage. I think it's about a week or two. So we did the laundry area behind me here, and I think I'm going to sort of attempt another couple of boxes because it's the only way I can kind of get this job done, because it just feels so daunting to do it. I don't know if you have junk piles, but if I look at this, I can't do it all. But if I just say you can do 1 box or 2 boxes, then that's tolerable to me. So I'm going to do that. I'll show you what I'll get onto now. So straight away, here's the offending area. I'm going to pop this summer cooler onto these shelves here. It's not perfect, but one job's done. I think I'm going to have a look at this box here, this one up here, and maybe that one. I do think that all 3 of those are donate, or at least partially donate. So if I get those in one big pile to donate, perhaps I can just drop those off on Monday, and then that job is sorted, and I'll feel like I'm making some kind of progress. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I have got these boxes ready to go through. I actually think a lot of them are already sorted, so I'm hoping this will be a quick job. A couple of things here that aren't even good enough to donate, so maybe they need to either go in a scrap box, cleaning rag, or even straight in the bin. Because who wants thin socks? Yes, it's a pair, but I know they're thinning. I'm getting rid of them, so why would anyone else want them? So those, personally, I think need to go straight into... I mean, I want to put them in the bin, but I have heard, sometimes you can collect things like these and make them for stuffing for pillows and stuff, but I don't know if I've got... Look, I'm trying to declutter, so I think they might end up just in the bin this time. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how I go once I've done those. So I've made a little bit of progress with those boxes. So all of this is for donation, and the things on the floor are for rubbish. I still need to sort through those sheets, and that is for selling. These are all empty, and this is stuff that I need to gift to people I know, because it's things I know they'll be able to use. And there's actually a couple of books in there too that I need to manage, but already it's actually getting, once I move those, take them straight to the second-hand shop. Wow, there's actually a lot of space being created. So that is one more step. I'm going to leave it there for today. Other than Monday, I'll take those to second-hand shop, and that's one more sort of piece of the puzzle. Now I feel like I've accomplished something, even though the job still feels a little bit big. I have just got my daughter's swimming stuff. They're probably 90% dry, but it's not the best day outside, so they're just finishing off so she can swim on Tuesday. And yep, that's what's going on in the garage. Okay, I've got a small load of stuff to go to the second-hand shop now, so we're going to go drop that off. Well, I went shopping, and these like instant pot things were on over, I think it was 50% off, and I've been wanting one for years. And have a look at all the function it has. It's got a slow cooker, I have a slow cooker, but I was thinking I only want like one appliance in the kitchen to save on space. So I kind of wanted something that slow cooks, sautés, does rice, and also it does pressure cooking, wherever that is. So I'm really excited to try this out. So still in its box. I paid $135. I haven't seen them under 200, so I was really happy to get that for the King's birthday weekend sale. So I'm going to open this and attempt to make something with the pressure cook function. I've got some tomatoes out of the freezer. I've just popped them in some warm water here so I can get them out of their bags. But I'm hoping to saute some onions and make a tomato soup. So let's give it a whirl. I'll get this out of its box. So it looks like it comes with a recipe book and some instructions. And a whole lot of packaging. So I'm just putting a few of the things in to rinse, and this must be the cord. Little instructions about this pressure gauge here. Apparently this should be loose fitting. So when I'm pressure cooking, it will be onto that setting, which is not letting the steam out. And when it's regular cooking, you just have the steam coming out. And must be a locking. Oh, it's on this side here. So that's the lock and unlock function. Ooh. So get a few things rinsed before we use it. So I have rinsed everything. I've given this a nice clean. Had a bit of a read of the manual. So now I'm going to get some onions chopped, and I'm going to try the saute option and get my onions browned, and I'll start my soup. I'm hoping to pressure cook it. I guess I'll look in this recipe book to see if there's any cooking times, because I actually have no idea about how long a soup should cook under pressure. I mean, from what I've seen on YouTube, it's probably something like 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, I'll give it a whirl and we'll see. Okay, I found a soup recipe in their cook book. I'm obviously not going to make this recipe, but it's just told me that it can be pressure cooked, so we can do sauteing the onions, and then we can pressure cook it, and it says 10 minutes. So I will adapt that timing and do that for this tomato soup I'm about to make. Now I've just clicked brown saute, and I think I need to preheat it before it starts. So I'm going to preheat that for a couple of minutes while I... Oh, okay, it does its own heating. Cool, so that's preheating while I chop the onions ready for the sauteing. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm actually quite terrified to do this pressure cooking. I'm hoping it works out. So we'll just dice an onion. Now that's starting to heat, so I'm going to go ahead and put some oil in there, ready for our... And I just have some olive oil in here. I don't know if you're supposed to oil it, but I am. Now, I'm trying to figure out what this pot is made of. I did see on the thing it said that the outer and the inner pot was aluminium. I don't love cooking in aluminium, so I need to find out what this pot is made of, because it may put me off using it, but I'll be excited to try the... Oh yeah, that's heating nicely. I will be excited to try the pressure heating or cooking function, just for when I want to cook something quick. Obviously a lot of people's recipes on YouTube are with these sort of Instapot things, and I've just been interested to have one for making life quicker and easier for cooking. So if you've got any good recipes, comments, be awesome. So we'll give that a good saute. And then it will be time to add our tomatoes, and I'm going to add some of my slow roasted garlic that we have in the freezer here, and I'll just put some herbs and spices, and I might actually put a little bit of sugar because these are just plain tomatoes as well. So we'll get that all going and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, I've just turned that off because they're brown enough. I'm actually going to chop this little bit of carrot that I had left over in the fridge. May as well pop that in for a bit of flavour. And I've got some of my homemade bone broth. I'll just I'll take this layer of beef fat off the top. I don't think we need that in there. And we'll put the broth that I'm excited to use in a soup. And then these tomatoes are still quite frozen, but they've been freed up from the bag now. But I'll tell you what's in here. This is just tomatoes that I peeled and froze, so just plain tomatoes. So hoping they will make this a delicious soup. And the last thing, which I'm going to grab right now, is some of our beautiful slow roasted garlic, and I've just been breaking pieces off, so I think let's put a fair bit of this lovely slow roasted garlic in. That's got to be about 2-ish cloves worth. So I've just taken a bit of the beef fat off the top, but I've left a little bit in because it'll just be all flavour. In fact, I probably should have fried the onions in it. It's amazing how gelatinous this look at it. This bone broth is amazing. I need to get a spoon in there, but it did say that I need to have at least 250 mils of water or liquid, so I'm hoping with 3 bags I might add a little bit of water as well, just because I'm a little bit scared about the pressure cooking going right. So I'll make sure there's enough liquid. Some frozen basil that I froze with a little bit of garlic and oil, so I'm going to break a piece of that off too and pop it in. May as well use up our garden produce, and I think that'd be Italian. Well, they're not Italian, but they're just dried herbs. I'll pop some of these in. I'm sorry about the filming. One day I might set up a tripod, but let's just put a whole heap of that in because it's going to be delicious. We'll get this lid on. Man, I'm scared. Now this thing here, I guess stays on open for now. And it goes in on unlocked. Turn it to locked. This fan can be off. So we'll go to pressure cook 10. Start. I guess I do it to the pressure and stand back and don't be scared and check in when those 30, well, once it's finished cooking and it's slow released, I'll show you what I do and then the result at the end. Let's go ahead. Can I just show you something? It's been 6 days since I put these in. It's almost double, well, more than doubled in the length. And I did just do some research online, and they can be planted outside. They don't mind frost. So I've been changing the water over every sort of 3 days, and they've been growing lovely. But I think I don't want the onion smell inside, so I've got a few other things that need to be popped outside. So this week I need to get some potting soil and get a few things planted outside in pots so they can be sorted, because I do have some spring bulbs that are already starting to have little shoots, so they need to get in some soil ASAP. But I just thought I'd show you how amazing. I never knew they'd grow so fast. Look at this one. It's grown too. It's amazing. Plant your spring onions, people. Okay, this is starting to make a little bit of noise. It's still heating. So I assume that's under pressure now. So I'm sitting here on the couch, so I've got a little bit of protection from the... This is so funny how I'm scared of it. It reminds me of, like, in the olden days when they got electricity and they were really scared of the lights and everything. It's like, ooh, I've got the vapors because of this pressure cooker. But I am still hiding behind the couch every now and then. If it makes a noise, I like hide down low. Yeah, I don't get out much. Okay, it's counting down the time now to 4 minutes, so that's pretty good. And it stopped making that steaming noise, so I assume it's under pressure now. Oh wow, the time's gone down fast. So some of that heating time was timing as well. And I do happen to have some buns. Okay, so it beeped when the time finished, and now I've noticed it's timing back up. So I assume it's letting me know how many minutes of slow release it's done. And it's now saying keep warm. So I'll leave it until... I don't know how I know the pressure has been released or not, but I'll leave it till 10 minutes and then I guess I'm supposed to start slowly pushing it. But man, I'm scared. I might... Yeah, how am I supposed to know the pressure's released? Slowly. I should give it 15 just in case, shouldn't I? Let me... If you have one of these, let me know what I'm doing wrong or right, or some advice. Obviously I've been Googling and I'll probably learn on the job, but any advice is welcome here. Okay, it's saying 10 minutes, so I guess I'm going to use this long... I need to use my strong hand, I'm scared. To release slowly... Release the pressure a little bit. Oh my goodness, I'm so scared. I should turn the fan up a bit. I don't know if this is right, but... Oh, you kind of have to hold it. I'll show you when that's done. Okay, I was able to push it all the way over. And it's just releasing the last bit of steam now, I guess. So I guess I just wait till it's fully stopped making a noise and then I can release the lid. So it's been 12 minutes since it's finished cooking, so 22 minutes since I turned the heat on. 22 minutes since I turned the heat on and put the lid on, so... and now, wow, that's stopped making any noise. I'll get the thing and make sure it's completely pushed over. Right, I guess. I I can slowly turn it to unlock. And now the moment of truth is lift the lid away from myself and put the fan back on. Oh, it smells so good. Okay. Wow. I guess I'm gonna whiz this up. It really smells good. Let's see if these carrots and everything are cooked. Oh, well and truly cooked. Oh, that's amazing. It definitely needs some more salt and pepper, I think. But the taste, oh, it does. It tastes like a soup that's been cooking for ages. Yum. So I'm adding some salt there. Right, I'll get this plated up. I'm kind of tempted to whiz it because some of the tomatoes are still whole. But I don't know if I want to whiz it in this pot because it might scratch it. So my new baby. So I might put it in something else to whiz the pieces into because all the tomatoes are still whole. And I'll show you that process. Do this bowl and I'm just going to whiz it with a stick blender. And there you have tomato soup made in the pressure cooker. And this is how the plate looked once I dished it. I just added a little bit of sour cream because I thought it needed a little bit of creaminess, but the actual flavour is so nice. I did good. It's lovely. And just that garlic, or confit garlic if you like, that we froze, but we've got plenty left, so you can really taste that garlic. But that's probably going to be tomorrow night's tea as well. So yeah, yum. Let's make some teriyaki beef noodles. Beef mince and onions in a pan. I'll chop some veg. I've just grated some ginger and put that in. I've got our garlic out of the freezer there. It's defrosting. That was soy sauce. I have this teriyaki sauce, but you could probably make some with oyster sauce, soy sauce, and a couple of other things. Just look it up online. And I'll probably add some more at the end too. I've got this chili oil. You can just make it by putting chili in oil, but you could also just put some chili in. I actually don't want it too hot because I've got my daughter eating this. I'm going to put some paprika. I don't know why, but I put it in everything. I've got some peanut oil here, so I'm just going to... I've got this sushi vinegar. I'm just going to put a tiny, maybe a teaspoon. And I had already put salt and pepper on the mince when I was cooking it. So we'll give that a good stir, and then it will be time to pop the veg in. I popped all the veg in. I'm going to put a little bit of water in it, and I'm actually going to put a lid on this and let it kind of cook the veg for a few minutes, and then we'll take another look. It's cooked, and there's actually a bit of water built up from those veggies because I did have a bit of a lid on it. I'm going to pop some noodles in without the seasonings, and it should all be ready in about 2 minutes or however long it takes to cook these noodles. And I might put the lid back on again to steam those. And once that's softened and cooked to your liking, we'll let it cook down a little more, but it's time to pretty much serve it, and that will probably do us for a few, probably 2 dinners and maybe a lunch or 2 for me. Depends if my daughter enjoys it. She'll like the noodles, I'm sure, but I don't know if she'll like the rest of it. And once those are cooked, it's time to serve up. And this is what our plates look like. I'm kind of just deconstructed my daughter's a little bit because she doesn't love her mixed fruit, but you can put a little bit of sesame on the top, and that's the teriyaki beef. I think this is pretty good evidence that it was pretty good. Something about that fresh ginger was really tasty in there. It tasted like we were having takeaway. But my daughter did pretty well, and obviously I finished mine because it was yummy. And I actually made some noodle soup, and I added some of that teriyaki beef into the noodle soup, and I just topped it with some fresh spring onions here. And so that was night's tea with the leftovers, which is really delicious. This is 10 days of growth. I actually just can't believe how amazing it is. They're almost more than half, they're probably more than half the way to full length in 10 days. Thanks for watching. On next week's video, we will probably still be doing a few beef recipes. I am trying out a few things I haven't done before because I've had about 10 packets of beef mince that I need to use up. Kind of getting sick of doing the same old thing, so I have been trying some different recipes, some which have been recommended here. If you do have a yummy beef recipe, put it below in the comment section. Keep warm, ka kite, bye. Ta-ta.